Today's video is on the top 5 largest fruits ever grown.
Number 5. Pineapple, 18 pounds. Pineapples are tropical plants that produce fleshy, edible fruits, also called pineapple, and are incredibly popular around the world for use in salads and cocktails to give a tropical feel. It's the berries of the plant that join together to form the fruit, and the pattern on the surface conforms to the Fibonacci sequence. In natural conditions, they are primarily pollinated by hummingbirds, though they are intensively farmed by other means to keep up with global demand. Costa Rica, Brazil, and the Philippines account for more than 1/3 of the total production. The world record holder for the heaviest pineapple, however, was grown in Australia. Picked in November of 2011, it had been growing in a garden for 2.5 years to reach a monstrous size. It was found to be 18 pounds and 4 ounces in weight, and was 12.5 inches long and had a girth of 25.9 inches. Number 4. Cantaloupe melon, 65 pounds. Cantaloupe melons are a variety of the muskmelon species and are grown around the world, also being known as rock melon, sweet melon, or spanspik. More than 31 million tons of the fruit is harvested each year, with China being the main producer and accounting for more than half of that. The fruit surface is a breeding ground for harmful bacteria, so it's important to clean it thoroughly before eating it to prevent the risk of salmonella or other similar pathogens. Typically, cantaloupe melons grow to weigh up to 11 pounds, but the largest ever recorded went far beyond that. Using a seed from a line dating back to a giant cantaloupe from the early 90s, it was grown in the USA and presented at the State Farmers Market in Raleigh, North Carolina in 2018, where they found it to be 65 pounds and 14 ounces. That's heavier than the average 9-year-old boy. Number 3. Jackfruit, 94 pounds. Jackfruit is a species of fruit native to South Asia, where it's a popular part of local cuisine and is a national fruit of Bangladesh and Sri Lanka. It grows on an evergreen tree which forms thousands of individual flowers that form together into a fruit, with each tree producing as many as 200 fruits per year. The fruit and seeds are consumed when it's ripe or unripe, and it's naturally sweet. Jackfruit is used in a range of recipes for custards and cakes and is mixed with shaved ice to make it es teler in Indonesia or halo-halo in the Philippines. The seeds are said to have a milky, sweet taste and are similar to that in regard to Brazil nuts. They are used in curries and simply on their own as a snack. Jackfruit is the largest known fruit species that grow on trees and can reach huge sizes if the conditions are right. The current record holder was found in Pune, India in 2016. It was 22.5 inches long, 52 inches in circumference, and weighed a massive 94 pounds and 2.9 ounces. Larger jackfruit are thought to be possible though, so this record may not stand for much longer. Number 2. Watermelon, 350.5 pounds. Watermelons grow on scrambling and trailing vines and were for a long time thought to have originated in southern Africa. The fruits are actually a special type of berry known as a pepo, which means that they have a hard rind and don't have any internal divisions. Watermelons have long been cultivated for the fruit, and there's even evidence that the ancient Egyptians were fond of them, with seeds being found in the tombs of pharaohs. They have been bred for so long that there are now different disease-resistant varieties, and some can even produce harvestable fruit within 100 days of planting. They are a popular summer fruit around the world, often consumed in slices, fruit salads, or squeezed into a juice. The seeds are eaten as a snack and are a tradition during Chinese and Vietnamese New Year celebrations, and they can be ground into flour to use in a range of recipes. Of all the varieties, the rarest is the Densuke watermelon. It's grown on the Japanese island of Hokkaido and has a fully black rind. Only about 10,000 of them are grown every year, and in June of 2008, one of the first to be harvested was sold at an auction for $6,300, making it the most expensive watermelon to have ever. Typically, watermelon fruits grow between 8 and 24 inches in diameter, but the fact that they grow on the ground makes them an ideal candidate for growing to huge sizes. There are a number of watermelon growing competitions, such as the Georgia Watermelon Growing Contest, but it was a fruit that was taken to the Operation Pumpkin Festival in Hamilton, Ohio in 2013 that currently holds the world record. It was grown by Chris Kent of Sevierville, Tennessee, and weighed in at an astonishing 350.5 pounds. Number 1. Pumpkin, 2,624.6 pounds. Despite being often thought of as a vegetable, pumpkins are actually fruits because they contain seeds inside them. They grow on squash plants and are native to North America, where evidence has been found of their cultivation as far back as 9,500 years ago, making them one of the oldest domesticated plants. Unlike most other fruits, pumpkins are grown for both food and recreational purposes. They are turned into soups and pumpkin pies, but are also in high demand during October, when their uses are more decorative as jack-o'-lanterns. Botanically speaking, the name pumpkin doesn't actually refer to a particular fruit, and the term is used to describe a squash or winter squash. In the US and Britain, though, it's more commonly used for winter squashes that are orange and round in appearance, typically ones derived from Cucurbita pepo. Pumpkins are grown worldwide, and in a similar way to watermelons, the fact that they grow from vines on the ground means that they can reach huge sizes. Usually, they reach up to 18 pounds, with some varieties getting up to 75 pounds. But with the right environment and know-how, they can be grown much bigger. Pumpkin competition growers use the variety called Cucurbita maxima, which have been bred for size over everything else. They don't have much flavor to them. They grow to be by far the largest fruit on the planet. Pumpkin festivals are regularly held, where they are weighed. Despite the US being the country responsible for the largest pumpkin production in the world, the current record holder for a supersized pumpkin was grown in Belgium and entered into a competition in Germany in 2016 called the Great Pumpkin Commonwealth. It weighed an unbelievable 2,624.6 pounds, which is only a few hundred pounds short of the weight of a compact car. Honorable mentions. The largest fruit display. Not all fruit records are about the size of an individual specimen, and in July of 2016, the Confederation of Agriculture and Livestock of Brazil managed to produce the largest ever display of fruit. To do this, they brought together 19 different varieties, including melons, mangoes, oranges, apples, strawberries, clementines, and starfruit, to create a display that weighed a total of 41,459.78 pounds, or almost 21 tons. Luckily, none of this went to waste, as the fruit was given out to attendees once the record had been confirmed. Tomato tree. In the Land Pavilion at Epcot, there's a tomato tree that recently broke a world record. The heirloom tomato tree is a species that's native to Beijing, China, and was brought to the center to see how well it would flourish in their environment. It takes about 2 years to reach full size and starts growing fruit about 8 months after being planted, with most trees producing as many as 14,000 tomatoes per harvest. Epcot's one performed significantly better than this, though, and had a 1-year harvest in 2016 of 32,000 tomatoes, which weighed a total of 1,151.84 pounds. With each being about the size of a golf ball, the fruit from the tree at the Epcot is served at restaurants across the Walt Disney World. So if you've eaten there in the last few years, it's quite possible you've had one of these yourself. Asian watermeal. Finally, with the focus on large fruit, an honorable mention should go to the smallest fruit in the world. The Wolffia globosa, also known as Asian watermeal, is a type of duckweed with a translucent rounded tip. It grows on the surface of calm waters, such as on lakes and marshes, and is oval in shape, with no leaves or roots. Popular in local cuisine, you need to collect a lot of it to make any difference to a meal. Its main body grows to be less than a millimeter wide, and its flowers and fruits are a mere fraction of that. Despite it being so small, its fruit is actually the largest, in comparison to its host plant, of any other fruit in the world.
I hope you all enjoyed today's video, narrated by Zach this time. Be sure to subscribe for more and check out some of our recent uploads.